Hello.
Roland, my apologize for the multiple issues the other day. No, I can guarantee you that it is recording, everything is working fine, so it's gonna be perfect. Um, I just wanted to tell you that I had to move because no, I am in the middle of a festival here in Galicia, Resurrection Fest. I don't know if you know the. It's not the typical heavy metal festival. Here is
Mhm.
more variety. Tomorrow we have Iron Maiden. Today we have Sabaton, but there is many other styles. But I managed to. Well, I brought my laptop and I'm happy to be able to do this properly. So again, my apologize for the other day. So now this
Okay.
is recording. In case there is an interruption or whatever, please only use the link to connect, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah,
Should
I
the
saw it happening. I pushed already, so it's recording now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will start from the beginning. Let me have here my chuleta. Chuleta is the well, well, I don't know how to say in English. My file with the text and the questions. I mean, maybe I shouldn't need the questions, but I prefer to follow a structure. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, I will start now with the introduction, and then we start with the questions. Hello, metalheads, and hello, friends of Metalegun. This is Dr. Reifstein speaking. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Roland Grapow, guitarist, songwriter, and producer, and of course, one of the key figures in the story of Masterplan. After a long wait, Masterplan are back with Metalmorphosis, a new studio album full of power and melody. We'll talk about the new album, the songs, the current lineup, the long road to this release, his work as a producer, his connection with Spanish bands, and of course the future of Masterplan. So, hi Roland, thank you very much for being with us at Metalegun, especially now that Masterplan are finally back with a new studio album, Metalmorphosis. So, first of all,
Yeah.
welcome and of course, congratulations on the new record.
Thank you very much, my friend, and I'm happy to be here to
Nice.
answer your question.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start with the first question, Roland. Well, now that Metamorphosis is finally here, I think this is kind of the obvious question for you because, well, why did it take so many years to release? Because, well, it has been like 13 years, I think. So please let us know why.
Basically, the main reason is because I was very busy with my studio work as a producer, working for other bands, like you mentioned before, even Spanish bands I worked with, and yeah, I was quite successful with the studio. I made a living from it, so it was an easy decision. But basically, I'm back now since 2, 3 years or 4 years. I decided to go back to finally make a new album with Masterplan and my solo album even, and so I'm concentrating now on the band again on Masterplan.
Mhm. Okay, so well, maybe we can discuss about that later in the interview, but you mentioned that there is a solo album in the works, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. I'm already writing songs, thinking about the concept, so I'm still not 100% sure. I will sing maybe 50% around that with some different guest singers. So it's shaping up. It's still not 100%, but I hope I finish till Christmas recording everything and then mixing and then releasing next year.
Okay, that to me that's good news because I have been following also your solo career. I have Kaleidoscope and the Four Seasons of Life, which were great. So I cannot wait to get your new stuff.
Yeah.
So well, let's continue with Master Plan. Do you think during this long process there was a moment maybe when you thought that Master Plan might not release another album, or you were always sure that it would happen eventually?
I kept it open to be honest. I was like I was not really so how to say too much thinking about future. I'm just thinking about the next year. That's it. You never know what's happening. Um, but I'm happy that we're back. I didn't realize that I was missing so much the songwriting process and uh, that I play more guitar now. I'm writing ideas every day now, and it's a lot of fun. So it's nice to get the passion back of songwriting and releasing new albums. It's really beautiful.
Okay. And well, you have before Metalmorphosis finally came out. Well, in the end, we have almost half of the album in the streaming, but there was a first song, Rise Again, that came out in 2024, I think, maybe by the end of the year, but it was quite a lot of anticipation. In that moment, I felt like the new Masterplan album was very close, and there was a kind of a bit long gap. There is a reason for that.
Yeah, there was a reason. We wanted to, we had a offer to tour with Firewind 2 years ago, and I liked the idea very much. And I thought, okay, the process of the new album is quite far. That maybe push a bit, the production a bit further and faster. And so let's release already one song, which it was the first song, to be honest, we had the vocal parts on. It was not a thinking this is the best song we can release. It was just a coincidence. And but then after that, we realized we needed more time for the lyrics and vocal melodies. But the recording of the music everything was done already, except some solo parts maybe. But then, some stuff changed in AFM. The record deal was running out. I think was last year, January was the last part of releasing new releases from AFM. And we were close to finishing it, but we didn't. So we kept the album. We didn't need to deliver it anymore. We ran out of contract. And at the same time, we had an offer already from Frontiers Records. That was also coincidence. They didn't know about that, So I was happy to get this offer already 1.5 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I think Frontiers is a fantastic company, so congratulations on the deal with them, because I think it's gonna be good for the band, definitely.
Yeah.
And well, something else about Rise Again. Talking with you, I kind of get the feeling that it's not really your favorite song of Metalmorphosis. Am I right?
Rise Again.
Rise Again, yeah.
It's a good song, but it's more like it's a good rocker. It's a good it's not the highlight. And after 2 years listening now, I feel like it's a bit can be something more new, but people know the song 2 years, and it's a bit updated on the album now. We have a new mix. I remix it again. I was thinking there was something missing, like a solo part, so I made a solo part. Like the song is now 20 seconds longer, or a little bit like that, and so that's definitely the new version is better. I like it better. Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, maybe it's a kind of less, let's say, Masterplanish song. But I also think that this is this typical song that in live, playing it live may work perfectly. It's kind of, I don't know, it gets your spirit high, and it makes you raise your fist and all the stuff. I don't know. Have you tried to play it live or never?
Yeah, we played it 2 years already live.
Oh, okay.
Recently we took it out again because now we have the new material, we played Chase the Light on the last tour, at least 15, 16 shows. Then we play Through the Storm now, also on the festivals we play Through the Storm, and Shadow Man now. Shadow Man just came out last week, as an album track, and we like it so much. We played it already like 1 month live, so people were a bit confused. What is this song? But it worked, and I think people love it a lot. Yeah.
Okay. And are you planning to bring more songs of Metalmorphosis in the set list?
Maybe not now on the festivals, because festivals is always mostly we play just 1 hour. We are not headlining mostly. That means we have a shorter set list, and we have a lot of great songs from the other albums. So, but if we go on tour again, we might play 2 songs more, maybe 3. We will see. But definitely, we don't have any plans now, but we're waiting for an offer or a chance to make a second leg in Europe to play again, because the first 15 shows we did was just basically, I don't know, Croatia, Slovenia. Then we played Germany, Holland, and Slovakia, and Czech Republic. That's it. So we didn't have any Spanish or something like Italy. Scandinavia was missing. So many countries are missing, and but in the moment we play just festivals, so we play just in the moment 2 songs from the new album.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that here in Spain we feel that we need more Masterplan here, but still I think, well, the last time was this tour with Firewind, I remember, but well, hopefully you will be able to come soon. Let's see. I think the reception of Metalmorphosis is being good, so the band is recovering momentum, let's say. So
yeah.
finger crossed.
We just get nice offers from producers or bookers from Spain or maybe festivals. Would be great.
Okay, good. So let's talk a little bit more about the Metalmorphosis in general. Please tell us something about the title. It's interesting. It reflects a concept. There is a concept behind it.
A little bit, yeah. It's not a deep concept that I want to change the world, but I thought when I heard the music, I felt like, oh, we're a bit more on the point, so a little bit more on the metal point, I would say, because I didn't want to limit it myself with the songwriting process, and I used all the elements I like and as much as possible, which fits to Masterplan style, and I think we're a bit more, a little edgy. Like 10, 20, 50, 25% more metalish, especially songs like Through the Storm, or many parts of, even Shadow Man, the middle part is kind of unusual for us, many, Chase the Light is definitely prog power, prog metalish kind of different style of Masterplan, or next step, I would say. So it's like, obviously, I felt like, well, that something's different. Maybe the album title could be the same. And that's why I was thinking about the metamorphosis of changing from human to metalish kind of idea. First, I wanted to think about some building or some metal machinery or something, but I thought the human body would be maybe even more interesting for this concept. And yesterday I did an interview with Spain as well. And I found out there was an old band from Spain using this name already, Metalmorphosis.
Oh yes, well, I did the review of Metalmorphosis for my media for Metalegun, and I put that please don't be mistaken because it's not the same Metalmorphosis from Barón Rojo than this new Metalmorphosis, totally different.
Yeah, I think the album's very old, from '82, I think, and I didn't know about it. Sorry.
It is interesting because, well, in the past, traditionally heavy metal or rock bands in Spain has found it very difficult to reach foreign markets, particularly because of the language. But this group with this album and another one, Volumen Brutal, they kind of break the frontiers and were able to have some success outside. So yeah. Okay, good. And how long have some of the songs of Metalmorphosis been around? Because I guess the birth, all the conception and birth of Metalmorphosis has been kind of slow. Please let us know how it has been.
I think the songwriting process started like 5 years ago, something like that, and I just were starting collecting. I needed some 2-3 good songs that I felt, now it's time to start to make the album. Then also I used or reused some older ideas from Axel Mackenroth, the keyboard player, which was from Novo Municium already, and but we never finished it. So it's a song like Pain of Yesterday, Ghost Lights. So these 2 songs, maybe Bound to Fall as well. So 3 songs of him were like a bit older, but we never had a vocal melody on it, so we never finished it. And I thought, let's give it a chance, because it was great grooving album titles, and I really liked them, but we never finished it. And then the rest is pretty new. Like 5 years ago, we started with the rest of the songs, and also we have 2-3 songs like a collaboration of friends of mine, which are a songwriter as well, and one is from Czech Republic, Slovakia, sorry, Adam Micinic, and the other guy is from Sweden, and they're great songwriters, and this Swedish guy I just know from the internet, I never met, and so I like to work with these guys, maybe even further, because I like their style, and that like I said, I was the kind of guy, the mastermind, the producer, and I was thinking about the arrangement of every song. Um, I wrote all the vocal melodies this time. I wanted to be sure it's really like Masterplanish or not too bluesy or too different. I also wrote from 10 songs, 9 lyrics, and Rick wrote Pain of Yesterday. So it's kind of, you see, a bit different teamwork this time, but it's still teamwork.
Okay, good. Well, one question before continuing. Are you getting are you getting noise from the background, or you hear me well and you don't get? Is it good, the quality of the sound?
Your sound, yeah, I hear you
Okay,
very well.
because well, I am not in my place, and I am getting some no background noise. But if you can hear me well, then
I
it's
don't, I don't hear
okay. Now I was
noise.
thinking in getting these headphones I have with noise cancelling, but okay, now we can continue. Perfect. So, I like the idea, well, the fact that in Masterplan there are several composers involved because it gives in the end fresh air. When I see an album that everything is done by the same guy, and it's this guy, whatever album or whatever person is, sometimes these central roles in the end makes
Mm,
the music boring. So I think it's a good strategy, and I'm also glad that Axel is highly involved because I like him a lot as a musician. He has been there with you from the beginning. And
yes,
well, I like a lot the role of keyboards in Masterplan. I mean, there is a distinctive sound of the band thanks to how he introduced his keyboard lines. So, well, no,
yeah,
that's just
yeah.
some compliments.
Yeah.
Okay,
He- he's
so
very, but he's a part of Masterplan for sure.
mhm. And regarding Rick, you told me that he was composing Pain of Yesterday and the vocal lines. He been working with them, so with you for them, or how?
Basically, mostly I was singing the pre-production, but then he came to my studio and we worked together on the final vocal melodies and some stuff we made really on the last second, spontaneous. You want to be sure you keep all the ideas open, and the best is to work together, like as a team, and next to each other. So he was in the same room with me and not like per internet. Internet is like working normally for making drums or bass or other stuff. You're waiting 1 2 days and then you get updated version. But this vocals is horrible when it takes too much time. It takes 2 days for an update. And when we're next to each other working together, it's like 10 minutes. It's such an easy collaboration or teamwork, working in the same time. You know, like when you have an idea, maybe he has a different idea, and the throwing balls is like much faster. And, it's like cool. I like that much better.
Good. And lyrically, what are the main themes of Metamorphosis?
Yeah, basically it's about the world in general, what's happening in the moment. It's about a more critical than normally the Masterplan lyrics, but still with a good kind of uh, vibe. I don't want to point my fingers on every subject and say the world is bad or we need to change. This kind of stuff. There was never my intention to write lyrics like that. I always wanted to have, especially on the chorus parts, like a positive message on the end that people are always coming after listening with a hope situation, and everybody can put his own fantasy in it. And like I said, I don't like to be too drastic with my lyrics. It should be always like good feelings on the end.
Okay, and regarding the production, mixing, everything, you were totally in charge on these duties, or you have external help?
No, I did everything on my own this time, and I'm a bit. After 5 years working on it, I was a bit egoistic. I said, I'm not giving this baby out of my hands.
No, it makes sense.
Finished by myself, and that's it. I was really, really in stress because you getting after so many years working on the same album. It's like a bit. Yeah, you can lose a bit the factor or the direction, especially on the final sound. And on the end, I was done. And like my friend Andy Sneap said a long time ago, he said, he's never happy with a mix, you know. But you have to give the baby like a lift and say, now it's done. Go and see the world, you know. But then some months later, when you're used to the sound and everything, or the reaction of the people, which is perfect now. I mean, of course, there's always some viral stuff going on in this world. Everybody talks bullshit sometimes here and there, but interviews are perfect. I see just really great positive messages from people and the fans, and this is beautiful. Yeah. So and now, like I said, the sound. Now I would maybe mix it different. You know, you never know, because now I'm totally didn't really analyze it for 1 year, and now I'm thinking about next album, how I would do it. So it's like it's not easy, but I like to do it that way. You know.
I have this question about when. So I know Metalmorphosis just was released, but I am also thinking, and the next one, I want more, and I think the fans will think the same. Do you have some? You are on your solo album as well, but do you think we will get Metalmorphosis 2 or the new title, whatever, in less time?
Yes, of course. You know, the next album will be maybe in 2 years, I think. You know. So I'm working already. We have. It sounds a bit strange, but we have 3 songs left from this album, and they're not bad songs. Just there was one ballad which I thought it's too good to put it out now because it's not the right moment. I was not 100% with a vocal melody or something, but the music is so great. I really like it. It was like an Irish kind of melody, like an anthem kind of ballad, you know. And I think for the next album would be perfect. So I have more time to work on it. And another song which was a bit too happy, you know, too happy for Masterplan, but I like it as well because, yeah, would fit maybe to Helloween very well, but I will use it next time. So why not? But I didn't want to use it this album. So it was good. We had some good songs left. So it's a good start to continue with songwriting and everything. Everything like I'm writing constantly now, not every day, but basically every week I have one song idea or something, you know, working. And so I'm not waiting so long anymore. So next album comes soon.
Okay, I think it makes total sense what you were saying before about some good songs that are out the album, because in the end it's kind of a big puzzle, and sometimes there are pieces that don't fit there, but they are good on its own. So there are many bands, and well, you and your former band were releasing bonus tracks that, in my opinion, were better than selected songs in the album. So I think the good material deserves to be used, and even if it's in another album. So please share those songs to the world, because I'm sure they are gonna be great.
Yeah. I think that's the key. You know, it's like I mean, and I remember in the past we also had bonus tracks. People were complaining why we use the best songs as a bonus track. I said, what?
Well, no one is happy in the end.
It's always a question of taste, you know.
Totally. Okay, so regarding the recording of Metalmorphosis, you were able to kind of be working together in the same studio, or you use the strategy of doing everyone in its own studio and then sharing the material?
No, we worked separately. Like drum recording was done by Kevin Cott in Cologne, where he lives, and in the studio in the house of his parents. And the drums are always set up there, so he can send me always drum files. The same we did with the bass and keyboards. And Axel worked on his studio in Hamburg. And so I was preparing everything together with these 2 guys, basically before we, you know, gave the final song structure to the singer. You know, I don't want to spread it too early to too many people. And when it's not finished, you know, then sometimes the fantasy or the imaginations of the singer or whatever, the bass player, they don't know what is that. It's not really a song, it's just a demo, you know, like this kind of stuff I wanted to avoid. And that's why I was waiting pretty long. And then on the end, I said to Rick, okay, he was singing Rise Again at home 2 years ago. But the rest of the album we did here in my studio as a team. Like I mentioned before, he came to my studio. Yeah. So there was a process, and so it's like the modern way nowadays. You know, you don't need to be in the same room. If you have the money, you can make this luxury, but from my experience, it doesn't work much better. You know, it's just wasting of time and you know, and money.
Yeah, and in the end, if we can get instead of two good albums in less time, I think it saves a lot of time apart from money. So it's well done. Definitely, we need to make to take advantage of the technology in the end.
It's just use it. Use the technology. Don't be fooled by the technology.
Okay, good. So now some questions about the specific songs of Metalmorphosis. A personal opinion, and of course, it depends on. I am pretty sure that if you ask your fans, everyone will say maybe a different song. But for me, the main of the song I like more from Metalmorphosis is Shadow Man. And I'm glad actually that you are playing it live. I think it's a complex song, and it shows in a very short amount of time. It starts dark, but suddenly you don't even realize, and it's light. And suddenly in the solo part, the drums get like crazy. It's no, it's a kind of a mix that you don't realize what is happening, but it kind of gets.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say. It gets inside of you, particularly how it changes from dark to light. So let me know if it's your favorite or not, and what is your opinion on the song?
And like I said, we went on tour. We didn't play it in the beginning, and then on the second part, we played it already live because every band member mentioned it. Why we don't play this song? We like it so much, you know. And of course, then yeah, we agreed. So it's a great song, works well. It's one of my favorite 2-3 songs, you know, maybe a number 2 after The Call. And yeah, it's definitely a great song. I love it. The middle part is just really good surprise. It's like a kind of trashy drum part with guitars, and then goes to the nice melodic solo part, which is really like an anthem kind of or movie. Axel said it sounds like a movie kind of movement from the guitars, not like shredding, you know. And he's right. It's more about like harmonies and like anthem kind of thing, and then going back to the heavy part again on the end of the song. So it's great. I love it. Yeah, I agree.
I feel it's master plan. It's 100% master plan, but it is not a master plan 2001 or 2. I don't remember
Yeah.
I mean, it's master plan now. I feel that maybe it may represent the future of the future songs of the band. I don't know, but in the end, it's my opinion.
I mean, like I said, you don't need to repeat yourself for 30, 40 years playing the same songs, you know, songwriting. I think I'm all very open for modern music, for modern styles, and yeah, but also I like old melodies, old inspiration from one of my old heroes, and just to get update. You know, it's 2026 now, and I don't understand why you have to make the same music all the rest of your life. You know.
Okay, and another interesting song is Pain of Yesterday. You mentioned that Rick wrote that, and in the song I hear some Eastern or sitar like melodies, colors, and well, of course it's you, and it's kind of your trademark because I have listened to you playing sitar in your solo albums, for example. So why did you recover that for this song?
Yeah, you know, it's a very Oriental sounding, or we call it Arabic sounding melody harmony or something. I mean, the song is written by Axel McEnroe, the keyboard player, and Rick did just the lyrics, and
Okay,
I did the vocal.
I misunderstood. Okay,
Yeah, I did the vocal melody, so it's teamwork, like you see. But I felt the sitar was absolutely a must-have on this kind of intro, and yeah, I like this always. It reminds me a bit like Rainbow, Richie Blackmore style. You know, he always made it many times, like
yes.
kind of Oriental parts. I love it.
And well, another highlight of the album is The Call, which is the longest, and it feels like the most ambitious song because of the length, and in the end, it transmits that. It was composed from the beginning as a long epic track, or it was something that grew naturally.
I think it was grown naturally. It was like It was not a collage. It was from the beginning like that. The only thing I changed was the beginning of the song. It was before, it was kind of Rammsteinish, brutal part, which didn't fit to the rest of the song. And just I erased it and put it more like I would call it like Grapow Halloweenish part, like da 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 da, the staccato kind of parts. And then I felt, well, this is now more Masterplan, in a way of yeah, like a round kind of picture. Not, I mean, I love Rammstein, but it doesn't fit to Masterplan. Maybe in some certain part on the next album, but not like the beginning of a song or the main part of the song. But that's definitely one of my favorite, or the favorite song to call it, because that one always gives me goosebumps and even some tears sometimes. When I hear my singing part, it's not because my voice is beautiful. I love the emotional part, singing about my memories of my mom singing lullabies to me, and which of course is just metamorphoric. It's not the real story. My mom never did it. My father was singing lullabies, but it was like something I want to remember my parents, because they're of course long time dead, and I think it fits to everybody who's losing family members and stuff like that. And that's why I think I always get emotional when I hear it. It's such a nice, beautiful song.
It makes sense. And I think you just answered my next two questions. I was going to ask you about your singing section. How did it occur? And well, in my opinion, it fits perfectly. And my second question was about these female voices that you can hear by the end of the song that create a very particular atmosphere. They are kind of a lullaby. So maybe it's because of that, because what you already explained. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, First, of course, the first part I'm singing more like we're coming from Babylon, a bit different story, to make the story coming slowly to the end of the song where I'm singing about lullaby. But I was singing the pre-production, the demo tape, and when Rick tried it once, I said, no, doesn't work. Your voice is too raspy, too brutal, and I wanted not. I mean, I have a male voice which is clean and higher singing, but I wanted to imitate a bit the story my mom is singing there. This kind of stuff, not like power metal, like screaming or whatever. So I wanted a nice kind of different feel in the song. Not to make concurrence to Rick or something. Definitely not. It's just sometimes I love, for my old idol singers, especially Styx, they had 3 great singers or 4, and or Toto, Steve Lukather, and then the other great front man they always had. And I love this when they have different kind of feelings in one song, and sometimes you didn't even realize because you are used to it from the beginning. Maybe in Masterplan, I did this pretty late after 20 years, 25 years. Yeah. So don't run out of time. I saw you watching the clock.
Okay. Now I'm just thinking that the first time I hear you singing was in an old cover that you were doing as a bonus track of Master of the Rings of one of your favorite guitar players, and there you use a different tone, and it was very beautiful. I really liked you singing that song, that cover. I don't know if you remember the name. I cannot remember in this moment, but
From Grand Trunk Railroad, yeah.
yeah, it was beautiful. So just wanted to to tell that this memory just came to me. Okay, and well, what kind of reaction are you getting from the press and from fans regarding Metalmorphosis?
Oh, very, very good reviews. We posted it yesterday, just, the first kind of frontiers information I have. And, we have always like from 10 points, like 8 points or even 9, 9.5, sometimes a bit less, but, it's very good. And of course, from 100 people, there's always like 5 people which are really negative, and I'm always listening more to the negative people, but the rest is really positive, and I'm happy about it. And it's a good thing. People, some comments are like overwhelming, like this is the best album after the first album, and I said, wow, that's a great kind of definitely keep your head open and your taste, and give it a try. People listen a couple of times, and don't always compare it to the old lineup and think about this singer and that singer. It's a great album. It's just quality.
Okay, I kind of agree. I mean, I read most of the reviews. I have been reading them as well after I did mine, and most of them are positive. But if I got a few of them not so positive, is because they were just looking at the past, at the far
Yeah,
past, and that's a
yeah,
mistake. I mean, I think this album deserves not to be compared with the past. It has to be compared with an overall trajectory. It's not two albums. And it has
yeah.
to be listened with a lot of care, many times. I mean, it's a grower. Not every. I like the albums that are a grower. You know what I mean? That you need to put your attention there. It's not easy, but in
Yeah.
the end, it grows on you, and well, it's really nice. So that's more or less what I was saying in my review, that it deserves time and attention.
And then I remember when we did the Dark Ride album, and people 50-50 loved it. 50, what is that? And now everybody likes it.
Yeah, I
It's
love it from the beginning, and it was nice to make this slight change of sound. And I agree when someone was kind of not liking it, it was, "Pero are we listening to the same album?" And yes, no, it's kind of a cult album. Everyone loves it. So yeah,
absolutely.
that's not fair, but it happens. I agree with you.
I love this album still. But you see, people have to grow on the music sometimes. I'm not the kind of guy delivering easy songs, which you listen once, that's cool, power metal or something. No, I make I always make a story behind my songs.
Mhm.
So I like to get feelings and emotions somehow moving.
Mhm.
And if you like from negative from the beginning, it doesn't work. You should be open-minded for that.
Totally. So very good. So let's continue with a few more questions then. About the current lineup, and particularly, you have kind of a new drummer. I mean, he has been some years already in the band, but this is Kevin's first studio album of Masterplan.
Yeah.
Original, we have the previous one of cover of Pumpkins. So
Mhm.
let me know what made Kevin the right person for the band? How was his selection and everything?
We had Martin Skarupka before, and he's a drummer of Cradle of Filth, and he's from Czech Republic and a good friend of mine. Yeah, so we liked him very much. He was a great drummer, but the problem was he was always busy with Cradle, always on tour, and it didn't work. We had so many shows, and then he couldn't come, and then we decided just, hey, Martin is okay if you search for a different drummer, and then he said, yeah, okay, no trouble. And then Rick Alti was mentioning another member of Advance. So Kevin was the drummer of Advance as well, and that means give it a try. He said he's a very young guy. At that time, he was 24. Now he's 34 or something. And yeah, he came to the first festival. We never rehearsed together, and he came prepared. He played, and I was just shocked after 2 songs how good he is. And I just watched him and was smiling and making this to him. And yeah, so it was on the Sabaton Festival in Sweden a long time ago. I think 8-10 years ago, something around that. And yeah, that's Kevin. Since then, he's our drummer and beautiful person. Fits very well to the chemistry of the band. We always have fun together. Yeah, great drummer, and also in the studio, fantastic, good ideas, very, very open-minded. So it's easy to work with him. So that's cool.
Well, what I get from him, every picture I see of the band with him, he's always smiling. He's the happy guy, definitely. Uh,
Yeah. And 10 years ago when we went first time with him to South America, the promoter always told him, "Are you the happy guy?" Yeah. So then I would say the same.
Totally. And when listening to Metalmorphosis, in some sections, I kind of get the feeling that okay, this is recorded because the band wants to show off that the good drummer they have. I mean, the drumming sections many times sounds amazing, and I think you are doing on purpose because you want to show the world that you have this fantastic drummer. Am I right?
Yes, I mean, to be honest, I didn't needed to correct anything. He just gave me the drum files. I put it in, and then 2 years later, I will start mixing it. So it was beautiful. Yeah, great, easy to work with because he's very, very modern in a way. He can edit his own drums. I don't know what he did. He just delivered the final tracks, and that's a perfect. Normally it was my job as a producer to editing drums, the timing and stuff, making mistakes or some bad cuts, you have to clean. It's a lot of work, but he delivered everything perfect.
Okay. To me, well, comparing with in the end, Masterplan always have had amazing drummers. I will just mention a little bit of Julio because, well, he was there from the beginning. And he was really creative. This is my opinion, of course, very creative. It was doing different stuff. It sounds well, but something that I miss from him now is that it's not common to have a drummer that is so good composing, creating songs, and he was very good. I think I'm sorry to say this, but there was in terms of song composition, you had amazing chemistry. I'm sad that what was lost. So, do you have any contact with Tuli nowadays, or it's something that is totally from in the past?
We always had contact, but there was maybe 1 or 2 years we didn't talk. But in all the years he left the band, we always had more or less contact, and especially now the last year. So we're writing every week, like little messages on WhatsApp. And he sends me mostly links and talking about music, about the past of Masterplan a lot. He's missing a bit this kind of good chemistry we had, but somehow he feels like happy as a person in Norway where he lives now, and being kind of, I have to say, retired, not really playing much. I think he has a cover band in Norway, playing with some young guy just for fun. Or giving maybe drum lessons, something like that. But he has a normal job as well, so it means, he's not writing songs much anymore. He released some stuff, I think 3 songs last year. And
I didn't get that. I had no idea. I would like to hear those songs. I will search for them.
It's on YouTube. You can find it, and I forgot the project name, but search for Ulikush.
I will make some research to find them. Good.
Yeah. And like I said, one song he played to me already 3 years ago, and I said, why you didn't give it to Masterplan? I liked it, So, but like I said, we always write, and we're always missing the old times and thinking about stuff. And I always ask him if he wouldn't come back to the business, but he doesn't want. It's so sad. But who knows? Maybe next year.
Okay, sounds good. And linking a little bit more from the past, I just have one curiosity about Helloween, and it's something that maybe you don't get this question a lot, but my question is, do you ever get tired of answering Helloween related questions after so many years?
Oh yeah, I get tired about it. Yeah, no, but it's part of my history. What should I do? It's like when I do interviews sometimes, then when it's more question about Helloween than about Masterplan, then I get a bit disappointed because I said, what's the point? It's like, of course, it's a very important part of my history, and I'm proud of it. It's not that I ignore it, but life goes ahead, and they don't want me anymore in the kind of history. They never talk about me. If they talk about me, then only bad, negative. And so I just feel like I should keep distance to this part. But when there are questions, I'm answering. There's no problem.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I feel there's a total lack of respect. If I am speaking to Roland Grapow of Masterplan, okay, the past is there. It's important. It was beautiful for us, for the fans, but it's okay. I mean, I don't need to know about that. I just wanted to know this particularly. And the only question I can make about this is just if you see this history as something that helps people discover Masterplan, or as something that can be sometimes become kind of a burden.
No. I mean, like I said, it was a very important part of my life, and I was proud of it. I never wanted to leave the band. It was the decision of the other guys. And if you see the career, I mean, especially when I just was in Brazil last week for 5 shows, and I was there 2 weeks, and I'm always meeting people, and people recognize me on the airport and on the streets, and it's like beautiful. And they always say, "Oh, you were the best part of Helloween, this year's was my album recording, Better Than Raw, the Time of the Oath, Master of the Rings, Dark Ride, even Chameleon and Master of the Rings." I'm really proud of it. It's like I that's why maybe it's still famous, because people didn't forget me, and that's nice. And but you see also the development of my kind of modern, open-minded style in the Dark Ride session, and then it was leading a bit to the first Masterplan sound, first 2 albums and stuff like. I always kept the kind of idea of the heavy sound, guitar sound with melodic playing, So it's all connected somehow,
Okay, good. Well, in my opinion, my point of entry to the music was the Time of the Oath. In my opinion, the golden stage stage of Halloween was from Master of the Rings to Dark Ride. I mean, they have done great stuff before and after, but that's my golden period. That in the end is always as well the period of your life when you start discovering those songs, and there is many stuff involved that it's not related to quality or to whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to congratulate you because of that work, the work in Masterplan in the beginning and the current works. I think it's something that needs to be acknowledged. So
Thank you very much.
no, it's totally what I feel. We are finishing the interview. Just 2-3 more questions. I would like to know about your role as producer, because you have been doing this a lot in the last years. You explained it before, and you work with Spanish bands. What memories do you have from those collaborations with our bands?
Oh, yeah. Which bands I had?
You have Saratoga, for example.
First I made because I think there was because the guitar player Tony Hernando was part of it, and he liked me so much because I think we know each other from. I recorded drums for him in my studio with Mike Tirana, and yeah, he just remembered that, and we had good relationship. And then he asked me for mixing Saratoga, and I think 2 albums I did. I'm not sure. And then Lords of Black came, this new band of Tony Hernando. And then, of course, I was thinking, whoa, great singer. Ronnie Romero was in the band. And I don't know how many albums I mixed, 5 or 6, I don't know, something like that. And everything slowed down now. I think there was Avalanche. I did 1 or 2 albums, one album.
Yes. Also with Paco Ventura, maybe?
I did something, maybe I played solo, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had many younger Spanish bands. I'm not sure if I did it or just connecting. They always ask me for mixing, but then they disappeared, But Kimara, I forgot. Kimara worked a lot. And many bands. So it's like also from South America, from all over Europe. So I was quite busy.
Yeah, no, I mean you never stop. That's clear. Okay, and how do you see the current thinking on the actual current state of the metal scene? Do you find new bands that give you hope for the future of metal?
It's difficult because I'm not really searching, or there are so many new bands which I'm not really checking out, and I'm wondering why they're so big, like Powerwolf or like Sabaton or something with this kind of concept. What is the other band? Ghost. I never check this band out. I know just if I hear something in the radio or something popping up, but I'm definitely not the fan of this style because it's maybe I'm too old-fashioned. I don't know what it is. you know. But I don't understand this hype, why they're all headlining now and after such a short period, you know. Other bands need to be on the market for 20 years and still not headlining, you know. This is the kind of fun thing. I think people like more concepts now or visual things than the music itself, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a good analysis. I mean, when something I don't agree with this because in the end everything is about the music, in my opinion. And I
Yeah,
always say, okay, you have this band, uh, put them in a stage with nothing less than the instruments and see what happens. And there would be really famous bands nowadays that they would not survive to that. That's my
yeah,
opinion, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But
Uh,
my question
that's
was even
some,
no, sorry,
sorry.
sorry. Please continue.
Or some of these bands wearing masks and you don't even know who's in the band. You know, it's also kind of concept, but I don't like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, I just saw one of those bands a couple of hours ago, but they were good. I mean, they are really good, but they have this style that calls the people attention. But also my question must maybe was more focused to these new trends of metal, not well, Sabaton and Powerwolf. In the end, they are doing kind of the same with more with this visual stuff. But if we think in new trends, I guess you already answered this. You are not putting your attention on that, right?
No, not so much because if sometimes I hear guitar players, you know, on YouTube or something that play alone, but then I think this sounds like keyboard. I don't like that. It's like MIDI, you know, like,
Mhm.
so fair, so liquid that it sounds fake somehow for me. You know, this is a kind of future or some bands having this style. I don't want to mention any name, but it's like I don't like that. It's like nothing has to be perfect or overdoing it. You know, it has to be emotional. It has to be hurting even. You know, some notes doesn't need to be perfect. Sometimes it has to be bending like and then he gets a note on the very last second, but before was hurting, and this is like feeling. You know, and that's what I'm missing sometimes in the music business, especially on very young guys that they think too much technical. You know, it's not about that. You know, they get famous on YouTube alone, but not as a band member or something.
Okay, good. Then I agree. And well, my final question, that I don't want to steal much time from you, and this is kind of a complex or ambitious question. Looking back at your whole career, ma- everything, master plan, your solo work, bands of before Halloween, we mentioned that. Is there any decision you could handle differently today with the experience you have now? It's complicated, I know.
Yeah, you know, you have a personality and from birth on or from the childhood, you know. And I'm a kind of guy. I was always thinking about friendship in the band and teamwork. Um, but mostly there were complicated situations, mostly coming from the management or something, or the fans, you know, or the press people leading or featuring two guys in the band. So I was not happy with. And at that time, I was not happy and searching for different ventiles to get out of this frustration or whatever. So that's maybe I started doing solo albums and stuff like that, or being like focused on my guitar playing only instead of being as a team worker. But basically, you can't change it. You know, I am what I am, and I like every phase of my career. And but like I said, you know, mostly I'm a nice guy. I like to hang out with people and having friendship. And but some people misunderstood me totally, and yeah, maybe it's a part of intelligence missing on them, you know. But it's my opinion, you know. And if some people, like I said, I did an interview after Halloween. I remember if people don't want to work with me, fine, leave it. You know, I'm not begging. I'm not say bad things about licking asses or something. You know, I'm not like that. If you want to work with me, fine. You just ask me. But you know, I'm not the guy crawling back to the situation. Can I? Can I? No, that's not. But definitely, I was proud about everything I did and how I did it, and yeah. But there was a lot of yeah intrigues, miscommunication, and stuff like that. And so I don't want to blame one person. It's just the whole situation. And I always wanted the best for the band, but if somebody misunderstands you very bad and thinking I'm just trying to be the leader, was totally wrong. That was never happening. Yeah.
Okay, good. I really appreciate your honesty. And well, this amazing interview you gave us, Roland. So with this, we are done, I think. Thank you very much. I will be glad if in the future you release your solo. Well, when you release your solo album, if we can talk a little bit more, I will try to arrange that if it's possible. And of course, to have a master plan here in Spain, please. I need to see you guys on a stage. So thank you for everything. Good luck with the remaining of the tour, and good luck with everything, Roland.
Good, man. Thanks for the interview, and hopefully see you soon in Spain.
Hopefully. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Ciao.
Ciao.